Hello Zainey friends, I am Laney.
And I'm Marshall.
And you can probably tell by at least his t-shirt, although you can't see mine, that the November theme for Zainey Laney is Parks and Rec, but we're calling it
I love you and I like you.
We'll get back to that in a little bit. Before we fully jump into November's products and themes, we want to update you, as we do in every single video, about what is happening during the month of November. We really have some amazing stuff that is happening during the month of November, so I wanted to tell you all about them right now. So the first thing is our party is November 11th through the 16th, and we're doing it a little bit different this month because Facebook has been stupid lately and has decided not to show people notifications. So we're actually doing the party concurrently in our Facebook group and on our Instagram at Zainey Laney, and that information will all be down below. We're having a game on each platform and a prize for each game every day during the party. We are also having deals which we will post at the same time on both Instagram and Facebook so that you can take advantage of that and use both platforms to see those deals. And we're hoping that will kind of give the information out a little bit more. And of course there is a one-off scent. We will show you that a little bit later, which will only be available at a discounted rate during the party. Starting in November, we are actually doing pre-sales of 4 different new products. 4. So the first one I want to talk about is buttons. So we have started creating buttons off of the art that Marshall has created. This one right here is for Murdering Beauty, which was from last month's Hocus Pocus design. These will be available for $3, and we will be doing pre-sales because what we need to do is basically print out the design that you want and make them on the spot. So they'll be ready-made for you, but we'll be doing pre-sales in both the group and on our website, and that will happen on November 3rd. Our second and really amazing thing that we are pre-selling in November is an advent calendar. And what is awesome about this is it's going to be 12 cents of one for like the 12 days of Christmas or like the 12 days leading up to Christmas, whatever you want to do is fine. But we're basically doing 12 cents. One of which is going to be completely new and we've never sold it anywhere. And we have some exciting things coming up with that scent as well. But I will tell you, it is Peanuts themed, which is super fun. I cannot wait. Are you excited? Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I don't even know anything about the scent yet.
Yeah, we actually, you know, we're still in development of what the scent is going to be. The advent calendar will cost $25 and will be shipping between mid-November and the beginning of December. Basically, if you've already got a pre-sale during the November party, or I'm sorry, during the October party, you will be able to get that sent out to you in the middle of November. But if you can order all during the month of November and still get it before you have to start it for Christmas, if that makes sense. So the last date to cut off will be the end of November, and at that point we can't sell anymore. So just during the month of November will you be able to get it. If you purchase it on the site, there is going to be shipping, which is going to be $4, I believe. However, if you use a 10% discount code from one of my reps, that will kind of take the price of the shipping down a little bit. So if you're looking for codes, go into the group, in the pin post, comments. A lot of those posts have the 10% code that you can use. So that will kind of help you a little bit. We couldn't totally have shipping included in this just because it's a little crazy, but it will have like lots of festive packaging, and you will be a mystery until you open it one every day. So that is the advent calendar. Again, it's $25 and will be available on the site. Then number 3, we have been formulating this for so long, it feels like,
right? And
we're finally, I think, ready. So the first one I actually have a sample of to show you, and it will not be in this bottle. This is just the bottle I'm using to test. This is our body, we're going to call it body wash. It's not really a gel, and it's not really like a bubbly body wash. It's almost like a cleansing body lotion. That's the consistency of it. And basically, or here, I'll show you a little bit of what it is. So this is the consistency of it. And it really, like, this one is stronger than you. I want to say it's stronger than you.
That's stronger than you.
So I've been using this for probably a month in my shower, and I'm only down to like here right now. So, I mean, it lasts a long time. There is no color or anything like that, and it is all like the natural ingredients. But I'm super excited. We're gonna be offering these in we're gonna offer these starting with the 2 ounce, the same 2 ounce container that you see for the sprays. We're gonna be offering that in the same size container to start off with, and then if people want a larger container, we might add it later. But right now, we're just going to start at the 2 ounce container, and we are still determining the price on that, but again, that will also go on pre-sale on November 3rd. The last thing that's going on sale November 3rd pre-sale is the body scrubs. We have finally got it to a way that will not leak. It will not be as wet. But it still exfoliates very well. However, it is not as hydrating as the one we had before. If you guys have that old formula, it is not as hydrating. However, today I did a little bit of experimenting, and I found out that if you use the body cleansing lotion with the scrub, it actually is very hydrating. So if you use both of them together, you'll really get that that moisturization you had from our last body scrub. Those will also be in a 4 ounce container. It is actually, it looks smaller than her old one, but it's actually the same amount. I don't know how that works, but it's smaller in size. So that also will be on pre-sale on November 3rd. Now keep in mind, if you're getting a body cleansing lotion or you're getting a scrub, no cinnamon scents will be part of those, because we don't want your weird skin reactions to happen, and cinnamon has been known to cause those skin reactions. So something else that we have done recently in our parties, but we're going to put up on our site, is called commissions. And what commissions are, and this is very important for the holidays, because if you want to get this for someone, like, you know, as a gift, then you need to get it as soon as you can. There are actually 2 tiers to commissions, and what it is you basically create your own scent, and you can get it in a bottle, and you can have artwork or not. It just kind of depends on what level you want to do this at. And we thought it was really amazing, because a lot of people were like, well, I want to create a scent for me, or I want to create a scent as a gift, and we were like, all right, we can do that. So basically what happens is you pay for the base package, which is $30. This will cover all the supplies. It will cover 2 fragrance oil blends. It will cover at least 2 of the little travel samples that we will send to you to proof and confirm that that's the scent you want. You're allowed only 2 of those, and after the second one, you're done, that's your scent, because we can't keep doing this for like a long time. You also get the label. If you get the base one, the label is a generic label, but you will be able to name it whatever you want. And then we will be put up into the shop for sale as well. So you can get more later, other people can purchase it. That is kind of how it is. Now, if you want original art to go on your bottle, then that is an extra $30 on top of that for Marshall's charge to make the art, because it takes time.
And for that same reason, we also do have limited spots. So if you are wanting to get this, it's got to get on the bandwagon now.
And again, November 3rd. It's a very important day. This is the day everything is going up on the site for the holidays. It's very important that you do it as soon as you can, again, like I said, because you don't want to delay the process if you're trying to get this as a gift for Christmas or the holidays. I believe... Oh, one more thing. We are doing something new on our YouTube channel in November, and I'm actually not even really sure of all of the details because I'm still working with my reps. But basically, the reps are going to come on here in a hangout and talk about their favorite Zainey Laney scents. So it's going to be kind of like a live thing, and it might happen a couple times a month. I still don't know, but you want to keep it looking right here so that you know what's going to happen. It's going to be pretty fun, I think. I think it's going to be fun. Because, you know, just get to know the people that are involved with helping us promote Zainey Laney. And if you want to be one of those people, you can go ahead and fill out the application that is going to be linked down below. And I think I have talked too much. And Marshall hasn't. So, you know, Marshall talks when we get to the art portion of all of this. I have my list of what I need to, so, of course, like we said, this month's theme is a Parks and Recreation, which is my favorite show of all time. Like,
And once you get past like season 1, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it with
Exactly.
her.
So we didn't talk about this last month, but we were kind of talking about this a little bit. But if you tried to watch season 1 of Parks and Rec and you were like, I cannot get into this, do yourself a favor, start with season 2 and watch it all the way through, fall in love with the characters, and then go back to season 1 and watch it, okay? Because I guarantee you at that point you will have a more of appreciation for what they were trying to do in season 1, but it just took them a little bit of time to get there. It really does.
They kind of had to fall in love with the characters first themselves before they could really go and get into high gear.
Exactly. And then once they get Rob Lowe and Adam Scott onto the show, that's when the show really starts to form this amazing dynamic of all the characters that are in it, how they form a community of friendship, and how they're just willing to drop everything and do whatever for people. Yeah. That's probably the beauty of the show.
I think that really comes because they needed a villain. Because that's kind of what Rob Lowe's character was. He wasn't actually a bad guy.
No.
But he was an antagonist in a halfway sense.
Yeah, him and Jeremy Jam, the dentist from City Council, yeah, he was... Yeah, no. So that is what we decided to base our sense off of, and we call it I love you and I like you because that is what Ben and Leslie say to each other as their wedding vows, because I feel like it's kind of a genius thing to say too, because in marriage, like, you can love the person, but do you like the person? Like, sometimes it's very hard to like the person, sometimes in your life, and you really have to just be like, okay, I choose to love you and I choose to like you, and that is kind of what marriage is all about, really. So yeah, we call it that, and it's really amazing because one of my reps, one of my friends, is using that as her wedding vows as well. So shout out to Val. Can't wait to hear about that because that's going to be awesome. So let's jump right in with the scents themselves and the artwork. So the first one that we have is, of course, the scent that we based off of Ben and Leslie. It is called Friends, Waffles, and Work, and we called it that because one of Leslie's famous speeches is when she says, the most important things is friends, waffles, and work, or waffles and friends, but work is definitely last. So we decided to call it Friends, Waffles, and Work because that's how it should be. You should have your friends eating waffles and then work comes later. much later.
Yeah. Take the people you love and the things that keep you going, and those are the two most important things, and then do your work.
Exactly. So this scent is waffles, ozone, and cedar. I know what you're going to say. Laney, what does ozone smell like? Because that's what I get. What does water smell like? I get this all the time. Ozone. Okay, so ozone is kind of like that smell that you get after rain. Okay, so you walk outside and it's kind of like that breezy, almost metallic, but not really scent. Do you know what I'm saying here? So we decided, obviously, this would be a really great mix because she works outdoors. She works in the parks department. She likes waffles, and so that's air.
Not only that, it ties in directly to the artwork.
Okay, so basically we had a little mishap with the postcard. We're not showing you the postcard for this one, so I'm gonna have to show you this one. So he is probably gonna have to do it. Go ahead.
Okay. And so if you take a quick look at that, the artwork shows the farms and all that land that's around the Sweetums factory. And this is the scene where Ben and Leslie are looking out, and it's like, wow, it's beautiful. And he's like, the skyline is just great. And she goes, yeah, that color's because of all the chemicals that the Sweetums factory is putting out. There's your ozone. But as a little hidden thing, you can also see that's little Sebastian.
Hey, little Sebastian.
Bye-bye, 1,000 candles in the wind.
So this episode came from an episode called Camping, which is appropriate. So the whole team goes out to this camping spot because they've just done the Harvest Festival. It's like this huge, very successful thing that they've all done together, and they're looking for the next big idea. So Leslie takes them out to this campsite and is like, let's think of it, and no one can think of anything. So that's what that is about. Okay, so the way it smells. Can you tell I'm like so excited about this? Like, I've been planning this for like a year. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting smell because you really do get the waffles, but you really get this outdoorsy kind of scent as well. It's really difficult to explain.
It's like eating a batch of waffles in a cabin in the woods. Just like the scene.
Nailed it. All right, our next scent is based on Juan Swanson, and of course it's called Please and Thank You because
that's what he's known for saying.
That's what he says. I love the artwork on here because, of course, if you haven't seen the series, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, this is actually from the last episode in Parks and Rec, but it really does tie into what Ron Swanson is about. You know, he made this canoe in real life.
The actor actually
Nick Offerman made that canoe and probably that oar as well, because he has his own workshop. We actually listened to a lot of his audiobooks, so we know a lot about his life, and it's just amazing.
And if you are really into Parks and Rec, you should also watch Making It.
Yeah, because we made it. But Making It is awesome because it has Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman, and they do like maker stuff. It's such a good show, and it got picked up for season 2, and I'm so excited that it did. I digress. Okay, so this is his. Okay, so what we decided to have it smell like is tobacco, whiskey, and pine. Of course, we're doing that woods thing again. This is really appropriate for November because I feel like it's fall. So the pine is the forest. Tobacco and whiskey. Okay, so honestly, Ron Swanson likes to drink a Lagavulin whiskey, and he does smoke cigars on occasion. Not a lot. You don't see it a lot, but that's what it is. And I thought that this is really appropriate for him because he's like all into indulgent, like American stuff, except for the Lagavulin, which. Okay, so this one is really not my type of scent at all, like at all. But those of you,
it's a manly scent.
Yes.
It's very much like a manly cologne, but then there's a clean scent in there, kind of like a soap. So it smells like a man who actually takes care of himself.
Yeah. I can smell the tobacco, though. I feel like the tobacco is probably at the forefront there. The pine is kind of to the back. I think the pine is really what gives it its clean.
Yes.
It clean. But, you know, for you, if you like the manly smells, this is for you. Not really me. All right, the next one we're going to do is called The Pit. And it is based on Andy and April, who I heart their relationship so much because he's so positive and she's just really, I'm not going to say she's negative, but she's just really like gothic and emo.
But when you put the two of them together, he manages to pull out all of the fun that she's got in her, and she's just like, no, you can go further. Let's just keep on making this fun. Let's keep on going.
But at the same time, she kind of keeps him grounded at the same time, which is really funny. So in The Pit, talk about the artwork, because this is probably one of my favorites.
Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen the series, it focuses very heavily on this gigantic pit that's out behind a particular house, and the series begins where Andy had broken his leg when he fell into it.
Both of his legs.
Both of his legs.
Yes.
And so the rest of the series is pretty much Leslie Knope trying to get the city to fill in the pit and make it into a park.
Like almost the entire series. Like
Pretty
probably
much, yeah.
except for like the last season. So spoilers, that's how long it takes. But this is pretty much what it becomes. They call it Pawnee Commons.
And Pawnee Commons not only has like some benches on it, but it's actually got a full, completely wooden playset that's on there, and that playset is completely surrounded by totem poles.
And that's because it's sponsored by the Wamapoke Indian tribe, who also is very heavy in this area, so they decided to help them with it. That's why there's all those totem poles all over the place.
And in the foreground, you can see Andy and
April
in their disguises, because one of the many characters that he comes up with is this FBI agent called Burt Macklin, and he's kind of like a James Bondish sort of character.
Kind of.
Well, they have some posters for a Burt Macklin movie, and it's very James Bondish, and she comes alongside of him and becomes Janet Sneakhole. And so you can see both of those characters kind of standing there looking over the Pawnee Commons, and his guitar, as Johnny Karate, is leaning there against it. So this is kind of like them as adults, like after the entire series is over, kind of looking over everything and being themselves to the maximum just before they reach the end point of the series.
Yes, the end point. So for the pit, it is cranberries, lemon, and vanilla. So this is definitely going to be a more fruity scent, and I'm glad. Yeah, I can smell the lemon and the cranberries very much. To me, it really kind of smells like almost a Thanksgiving dinner, but in that way where it's not food.
The vanilla gives it a really interesting twist on things because you have the tartness of the cranberries and you got the tartness of the lemon, and that vanilla just kind of gives it this smooth undertone that hides in there as like, I'm playing with you.
True.
It's a very playful scent.
I really like it. This is probably a ties. I love the other scents that we're going to talk about as well. Our very last scent is called Treat Yourself, and I have a Treat Yourself shirt too. I think I got it at Old Navy. But for Treat Yourself, it is based on Tom and Donna. So in the art, you can see that Donna has her usual 2-shot minimum that she drinks at the same time, and Tom has his
massive wine glass.
Massive wine. Plus, if you look really closely, there's a little espresso cup, and then in one of the pictures that Tom always has on the show, he has this little espresso cup that he's like holding and looking out into the future
Wherever.
Pensively.
The setting of this picture is in the Snake Hole Lounge, which is seen very frequently. It's the group's favorite hangout. Is it the only bar in town?
It is not. In fact, they go to a couple of other bars, including some gay bars. But the reason why they hang out there so much is because Tom had a stake in it for a little while.
And so did Donna. Donna kept her stake.
Donna kept her stake, but Tom did not. So he ended up selling it off. But yeah, because they have a stake in it, it kind of is like their go-to place that they go do anything. I know they went to some other bar there's this episode where it's a bunch of bachelor parties that they have for all the guys in the group for a reason which I will not tell you, but it's really sweet. So they go to this other bar, and
I remember that.
All of the like alcoholic drinks are like served in a way that people like don't.
In a gas form?
Oh yeah, like a cloud, like they call it an aromasphere, and they chisel it, and it's really funny because they're like, we're gonna go to this bar, and Tom's like, well, it's kind of weird, there's a weird way that they serve their alcohol, and Ron goes, there is no wrong way to consume alcohol, and then they go, and Ron goes,
there is now a wrong way to serve alcohol.
So it's a funny episode. Like it's probably it's up there. It's
and
up
there's
there.
one little thing a couple things I forgot to mention about this. If you look in there, you can also see their specialty drink, the bottle for snake juice, which is basically rat poison.
Yeah.
But also hiding among the bottles is a familiar friend.
Hey, Waldo. So what this smells like is elderberries, pomegranate, and basil. I love the scent of like herbs in with the fruit. I think it really smells great. Ooh, this is like, oh yes. This is my favorite.
She-oo.
This is my favorite. Okay, so let me tell you why we chose to do the scent like this. So when Tom and Donna treat yourself, when they have 2 treat yourself days that they show you, but they treat yourself and they're like, cloves, mimosas, and they're like going off on this whole list of things that they do on Treat Yourself Day, and I really thought, when I smell this, I smell that they are going and having like a little party with themselves, That is a great episode. If you guys have never seen that episode, that's actually one of my favorites because
there's a couple of them that are like that. And
Yeah.
There's another one where they take another person on Treat Yourself Day.
No, that's the first Treat Yourself Day.
Oh, that's the first one?
Yes. So then their first, that's what I was saying, is, okay, so this episode is actually awesome because it's got 2 of my favorite parts in the same episode. So the first one is Treat Yourself. They take Ben on Treat Yourself Day because he's really sad, and so they tell him to treat himself, and he buys a Batman costume, and then he starts crying because he's like, I want to treat myself. And they're like, guys, Batman's crying. It's like one of my favorite parts in the series. And then the same one, which is what my shirt is based on, is the Pawnee Rangers camping trip that happened. So they have the Pawnee Goddesses and the Pawnee Rangers, which is the guys and the girls, and they all get together up in the wilderness and they have a little camp out, and it is a spectacular part of the episode. I think it's hysterical, especially when you see them recite the Pawnee Goddesses pledge, and Andy is doing it along with them, and it's hysterical.
It's one of those episodes where things fail upwards.
Oh yes.
And that's a big
In a
thing
good
in this
in a
show,
good thing.
failing
Yes.
upwards.
In a good thing. So that is the 4 cents. Again, this video is going to be amazingly long.
And I want to tell you guys, while this has a lot of fruit in it, this is not one of those punchy fruit scents.
No.
This is more of an indulgent, relaxing scent.
Like gourmet. Which
really
we wanted
like
to do
it.
it that way because that is what Tom and Donna are like. They're very like, you know, we throw the money at it.
This is a really great scent for your room, for pillow, any place where you need to relax.
Definitely. A fruity relax. That is awesome. One more scent to go, and it is for during the party. It will be available for a discounted price only during the party, and then it will go back to full price when it goes on the site. And of course, for November, we had to do a Nightmare Before Christmas because doesn't everybody when they do their own stuff? Yeah, they do. Okay, they do. So we thought, okay, this year we're actually going to do it. So it is called Pumpkin King, and it is dark chocolate, popcorn, and caramel. Yes. Because why not? We have done like a couple popcorn scents this year. We did Buffy and we did Scream. So this one we decided to do it like this because I feel like when I think of like Christmas, I think of like popcorn balls and candy. I feel like this really embodies that, right?
Yeah, it kind of has that just fun scent to it.
Tell them about the art.
The artwork, you can see a lot of Halloween Town in there. It's kind of the skyline of Halloween Town. And coming up over it is Jack on his faux Santa sleigh being led by Zero the dog. Also, if you take a quick look off in one of the corners here, I think it's over here, you can see Lock, Stock, and Barrel running off for cover. Because they did something naughty.
And don't forget, you can get all of these as digital downloads up in the site when we launch the product on November 3rd.
And this is going to have some alternate artwork because I did some other sets of color schemes for it.
Ooh, that's awesome. So for this scent, I just took a sniff of it again because I haven't in a long time. And if you guys remember Rose Such a Clatter, that hot chocolate scent that we have, this is that kicked up a notch. Like, it is really amazing chocolate and caramel, and it's just mixed together, and it's so silky. And but there's a little bit of salt with the popcorn. It's really good.
Yeah, this is like, if you love Rose Such a Clatter, you're gonna also like Pumpkin King. You could use the two of them in different rooms of the house to kind of float like that, and then at the end of in another room, you use Chosen One. And I think it just kind of, you float.
Just have chocolate and popcorn throughout your entire house.
That's how it goes.
Anyway, that is finally everything we're doing for November. There was a lot to catch up on, as usual. We change every month. But all of the information will be down below for you so that you can follow us out there. But I really appreciate you spending the time to talk with us. I also forgot, don't forget Pops. So you get one of these every time you make a purchase, and they are 10 of them are worth $5. They are based on the labels, and then of course if you get the golden pop, which looks like this month, then you get an automatic $5 off. And there's Colada with her I Met Little Sebastian t-shirt, and then Ron's chair, which he won an award for, chair, and then
she's hiding a little gift for Hershey behind her back. It's snake juice.
Snake juice. So yes, so cute. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until next time,
stay zany.
Bye-bye.